You've probably heard this before. Your environment can significantly influence your actions. While it does and fully explain why some people spend money like there's no tomorrow, while others are incredibly careful with their finances, it does play a role. The good news is that if you are someone who tends to overspend, you have the power to fix this problem. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you one simple trick that has been proven to work. This trick will help you reduce impulse spending and hopefully save you thousands of dollars over the course of your lifetime. Ready for it? Here it is. Before you buy anything, make yourself wait 24 hours. This simple waiting period can be the difference between making a smart financial decision and a bad one. Let me explain how this works and why you should try it out. The concept behind this trick is pretty straightforward. When you feel like buying something, whether it's online or in a physical store, instead of making the purchase right away, you just wait 24 hours before buying it. That's it. By doing this, you'll give yourself time to reflect on whether you really need the item and avoid making impulsive decisions. Let me first explain why so many of us are prone to overspending. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with advertising messages and promotions, which makes it very easy to justify our purchases. Thanks to credit cards and other forms of digital payment, we don't even feel the pain of parting with money when we buy things. Instead, we get instant gratification without having to physically hand over cash. It's very easy to fall into the trap of overspending when the consequences feel so far removed from the action itself. Now let me ask you this. Have you ever bought something you didn't need just because it was on sale or because you saw an advertisement for it? How many times have you browsed online stores just for fun and ended up in a checkout page with more items than you originally intended to buy? If you're nodding along to these examples, then chances are you're someone who struggles with overspending. You are not alone. In fact, according to statistics, nearly 64% of shoppers admit to buying things they don't need due to promotional offers. But here's the thing. Most of us know that spending money on things we do and need is not a smart financial move. So why do we still do it? Well, as I mentioned earlier, there are various factors that contribute to overspending. But one major factor is the lack of immediate consequences. When paying with cash, we feel the pain of spending money right away. But when we use credit cards, debit cards, or other digital payment methods, we don't have to physically hand over money, which makes it very easy to justify overspending. Plus, the whole process is made even more tempting by the fact that many stores offer free returns and exchanges. As a result, it seems like there's little to no risk in trying out that new pair of shoes or buying a dress that caught your eye. However, the reality is that overspending can have serious long-term consequences, which is why it's important to find ways to avoid it. Now that you understand why overspending is harmful and how it often goes unnoticed, let's discuss how you can stop doing it. As promised, the trick I'm going to tell you about is super simple. All you have to do is make yourself wait 24 hours before buying anything that is unto necessity. Of course, this only applies to non-essential purchases. You're still going to buy groceries, pay your bills, and do all those other responsible things. But when it comes to things you want but don't necessarily need, waiting 24 hours can make a world of difference. You might be thinking, what's so hard about just waiting a day? Well, believe it or not, a lot. Our brains are wired to seek instant gratification, and delaying rewards is not easy for most people. Studies show that the human brain loves instant rewards and will actually begin craving them after a while. But this trick is highly effective because it capitalizes on the tendency of most people to lose interest in things quickly. It's like the old saying goes, out of sight, out of mind. Imagine you're browsing online and you come across a beautiful top you just have to have. With just a few clicks, it could be yours. But instead of buying it immediately, you decide to wait 24 hours. At first, you might feel disappointed, but as time passes, you'll probably forget about the top entirely. The next day, when you go back to the website to check out, chances are you won't find the top anymore. Or if you do, you won't feel the same urge to buy it. This is because our brains are wired to seek novelty and excitement. Once the novelty wears off, we lose interest. On the other hand, if you insist on buying the top right away, you might end up with a closet full of clothes that you never wear. So how do you implement this trick effectively? Well, it's simple. Just add a 24-hour waiting period to all your non-essential purchases. Of course, this doesn't apply to necessities like groceries or medicine. So if you see something you like, take a screenshot and save it to your phone, and wait 24 hours before checking if you still want to buy it. If you still do, go ahead and make the purchase. But if you change your mind, you'll be glad you waited. It's important to note that this trick won't work every time, but it's still worth giving a try. Many people have found success with this method and have saved themselves from making impulsive purchases. Let's look at some additional tips to help you avoid overspending. First, I recommend setting a monthly limit for non-essential purchases, so you won't feel guilty if you stick to your budget. Second, before you go shopping, whether online or in person, make a list of what you need and how much you can afford to spend. Avoid bringing your credit cards with you and only bring cash or a debit card. This way, you'll be less likely to overspend. Third, consider the opportunity cost of your money. That means think about what else you could buy with that money. For example, if you're considering buying a new TV, think about what else you could buy with that money, like a vacation or a new car. And finally, don't keep your receipt. Out of sight, out of mind. If you don't keep the receipt, you're less likely to question your purchase. And if you do question it, you'll have to dig through a pile of receipts to find it. Now, let's talk about another trick you can use to stop overspending. Unsubscribing from email lists. Most people do and realize how much money they waste on things they do and need just because they see an email promoting a sale or a discount. Email marketers are masters at making you think you need things you don't. Use phrases like limited time offer and only a few left to create a sense of urgency and make you feel like you will miss out if you do and buy. But the truth is, these tactics are just marketing ploys designed to make you spend more money. Here's the thing. When you unsubscribe from email lists, you woe and be tempted to buy things you do and need just because you see an email promoting a sale or a discount. You can also set up filters to automatically send promotional emails to a trash folder, so you woe and even see them. And if you really want to go the extra mile, you can even use a service to block emails from certain senders. This way, you won't even receive emails from companies you don't want to hear from. All right, now I want to hear from you. Have you ever struggled with overspending? If so, what did you do to fix it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more helpful tips and tricks. And that's a wrap for today's video. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you're struggling with overspending, you're not alone and there is help available. Just reach out and ask for support.